Hey folks, it's Soul with another video, and we're going to talk about character customization in World of Warcraft, which I think needs a lot of work. It's going to come off probably a little bit ranty. I'm not going to do like a big lead up or snazzy, clever intro or anything like that. Let's just jump right into the topic. And also, if you don't mind, please like the video, subscribe for more stuff, catch me where I'm live, and so on and so forth. With the launch of Midnight, and I guess, well, a little bit before that with the whole early access thing, WoW introduced a brand spanking new way of player expression through housing. You might have heard me talk about this at least a few times in the past. So it's great that we got something new. Meanwhile, the production of character customization, it's been pretty spotty at best, to where it ranks among the most neglected parts of the game, in my opinion, which I find to be like really crazy. For the sake of the topic, character customization, that's going to include what we can do with our characters in the character select screen as well as the barbershop. It's not to say that nothing ever happens. You know, the Midnight expansion, it introduced a new race with the Heronir, along with another palette of customizations and sort of new animations. Many have been quick to point out, though, that while the Heronir, it's a technically different race, it bears too many similarities to the Night Elf race in shape and animation. Meanwhile, at least when it comes to like orcs and dwarves and similar races, the animation styles there are similar because, well, the differences between said races, they're mostly from their origins and cultures. They're not like something that's totally reskinned into something else. But of course, that's also just more like an excuse. I'm just pointing out how three different kinds of dwarves, they're all still dwarves. Recent developer interviews basically admitted that creating a brand new shape, or I'm sorry, a brand new race with shapes and animations, it's really resource intensive. Like a new race will need to be compatible with what, like 20 something years worth of previous armor and weapon appearances. That, you know, and that's probably the most easy to understand example. It's just a lot of work to make all those old pieces fit on a new character. So there's an existing concern over managing developer resources, and the reality that the future new races are going to be compromised, basically, unless there's some really drastic liberties that are considered, and I'll get to that a little bit later. But the reason I'm bringing up new races at all is because of some loud disappointment that I'm hearing regularly, that we've been getting all these new races almost for the sake of getting new races, while existing races are rarely, if ever, updated, or at least it's been a really, really long time. So that gets me to one of a few suggestions I'm going to drop here in the video. I think we need to rethink the ratio of effort between new playable races and additional character customization to the existing or the current races. Shadowlands makes one example of there being no new race. Instead, we got additional colors and hairstyles among many existing races, and even then it fell short of what fans expected from the initial announcement. But even then, players were sort of pissed over, oh my god, we didn't get any new races. So while it's cool to have new races and story to give more depth to the World of Warcraft universe, from a player point of view, there's just a ton more that I'd like to do with my characters, and it's kind of shocking that more customizations or more additives or whatnot aren't being put in on a regular basis. Like, I gotta wonder, like, what's the difference if I wanted to get updates to my undergarments after like 20 years or so? I would imagine adding more, at least color choices for eyes or hair or skin tones. Like, I would say that's, well, okay, dare I say, I think it'd be easy. They seem kind of simple. Troll beards, I'd say it's arguably simple stuff too. I see lots of chatter wanting hair to properly display while wearing a hat instead of just hiding all of it. No, I'd like that too, but that also sounds way more complex, and I'm just trying to say here in this video, I just want to start simple and then ride that momentum into more things based on feedback. Maybe one of the counterpoints to this is, well, hey, you know what? New races mean people will make brand new characters for that race, and then there's going to be increased playtime, or, you know, something cynical like that. I would counter that by suggesting that, well, maybe people will play a certain race more if there was more customization for that certain race, and since there currently isn't, some people are like, nah, forget it. But what about other races, though? What about other races that people have been asking for years? I'm sure people will have their own list. And off the top of my head, I'm thinking like ogres and Tuskar and Sethrak and Vrykul and Naga, whatever. But one of the obvious challenges with races like those is that they're shaped very differently. And again, Blizzard has pointed out making new skeletons poses some big challenges because of transmog. But they also made Dracthyr, an oddly shaped race where Blizzard compromised on that challenge by only allowing a handful of transmog slots to work while making this visage form that was very familiar. I'm not saying that this is a good idea, but just trying to, get your gears turning. I want to ask, how would you feel about the playability of some of these races with lots of barbershop customization, but really big restrictions on transmog? I think functionally this can work. And while on that thought, Dracthyr could use a ton more regular, exclusive customization for themselves in both forms. Now, these approaches, they threaten to create a new sort of development pipeline of barbershop customization that's these race exclusive customizations, which is asking for a lot, because every race could do with additional options on a more regular basis, not like armor stuff, but I mean like face and hair and what have you. But a smart guy I know said it's great to ask for things, so here I am. I think races need more body type options. I've talked about this a number of times in the past, so I'll explain with some fun visuals. Shown here on screen is going to be a regular human. We also have Gen Greymane, who's a Worgen, and Flynn Fairwind, who is a Cool Tyrant. Now, what do these three different playable races have in common? Among other things, their body type. Between humans, Worgen, and Cool Tyrant humans, why shouldn't they be able to swap between body shapes freely? Let's throw in those skinny Cool Tyrants while we're at it. But seriously, this might shock you, but I mean, guess what? Not all humans look the same, and it's not limited to skin color. If someone wants that kind of powerlifter look, go ahead and go for it. If this results in Cool Tyrant people changing their bodies into the thinner type, who cares? Like really, who cares what players decide for their characters? And WoW ought to do so much more with its regular animations. And well, for this topic, I'm going to stick to character animations and not spell effects or glyphs and so on and so forth. We hear plenty of that already. Most animations, they don't have variants. Like, for example, the death battle animation per race, it looks the same no matter what. Idle animations are limited to like a few to keep those motions from looking too monotonous, but these animations basically have never changed, and more have not been added to increase the variety. So this suggestion is huge, but WoW just they need a ton new animations for its characters. At a high level, imagine this. Imagine going to the barbershop so you can customize or add to how many different kinds of idle animations your character uses. Let my character sit down cross-legged and whip out a book and start reading it if they happen to AFK. Or maybe we can add, from a pull down, multiple death animations, including ones that look, sort of comical. One idea that's probably a huge challenge to implement: what if we could use the animations from other races? Now, again, I know this wouldn't be easy. Like, it's not like we can copy paste a whole animation thing between races. I'm just tossing ideas out there, but it'd be kind of cool to slash lean like the Pandaren do, if regardless of what race we are, or have the Draenei do the gnome dance, or have Tauren do the Blood Elf dance, or of course, brand new dances will be great too. Changing up these animations would do so much to make sure that no two characters in the Warcraft universe look the same. Separately, WoW has not ventured very far into adding more emotes into the game. This is limited to like certain toys that activate animations that we normally don't see, and I'm suggesting to take this whole emote thing a lot further. Because emotes are huge in live service games like Overwatch, allowing for these unique customizable expressions. Final Fantasy XIV uses emotes as part of its massive toolkit in awesome screenshot and machinima production, and it's worth taking a second to see what they do. Like, in both of these games, emotes are released quite regularly in patches. Many of them are earned from playing the game, and others are bought from the in-game shop. The magic of emotes comes from how we can play out actions towards one another outside the confines of just, typing out things and looking at text in the chat box. Just like mounts, emotes can draw attention in town. It keeps players' eyes on the screen itself, and organically it can create these fun social moments. But of course, I said it can. It's no guarantee it'll just happen, but for role players, this would be game-changing. Between more customization and unique races and swappable animations and emotes, these things that we're proposing, we're probably asking for a significant amount of resources to go into this, including trying to get additional devs for the art team specifically. So we're not going to sacrifice like raid tiers or class balance to make this happen. But whatever the case, it's not our problem. The delivery of said features that we're trying to bring in, it could and probably will come from multiple sources, including just giving it to us in a patch, or completing quest lines, or maybe the trading post, or even the in-game shop, or perhaps a Twitch drop if they're that crazy. That can be our problem. The variety of sources is going to get people talking, and not all of it's going to be positive. The takeaway question, though, is would this be worth it? Maybe not all at once, that seems reasonable, but as it stands, gamers are left wanting, and more effort ought to be taken to, give some momentum, some hope that more is just around the corner. And I'm kind of gassed. Leave your thoughts, subscribe, stay safe, stay healthy, and stay breezy.